Hello everyone, welcome to ChemLinked Food Portal. ChemLinked Food Portal is an English platform of regulatory information aiming at providing the most up-to-date news, in-depth regulatory analysis, market insights, searchable regulation database, online courses around Asia-Pacific regions. Till now, we have more than 10,000 members and more than 30,000 newsletter recipients who are food industry professionals. Our members include Fonterra, Unilever, Swiss, and so on. We also maintain a strong connection with Chinese administrations such as CFDA, AQSIQ, and so on. And now we will go to the website and have a deep look of ChemLinked functions. Okay, this is a loading page of ChemLinked Food Portal. You may switch to other portals by clicking the text here, chemical, cosmetic, alchemical, and so on. Each portal shows a similar structure, but they have different information contents and membership policy. And now we will focus on our food portal. ChemLinked functions are all listed on the navigation bars. Under that is a scroll bar which posts important food regulation updates. The notification center will remind you to check the news that you have not read before. Now let's begin with the news section. The news section provides important changes of food regulations and industry news in China and other Asia-Pacific region, such as Hong Kong, Japan, Korea, Indonesia, and so on. And the search box allows users to filter the search results by regions and food categories. Two types of news are provided, the open one and the locked one. The locked one are only for ChemLinked paid members and free trial members. So now let's take this news as example. At the bottom, you will find a reference link which will open up a new tab to the original government or industry content. Besides, you will find some related resources at the end of this article. Because ChemLinked is a self-help platform, if you have any doubts about any news, you can leave your comments here and our editor will respond to you in about 1 working day. And we will provide a free consultation to your general questions for our paid members. So that's our news. Now let's move on to our alerts section. The alert section divided into WTO notification and China draft regulations. WTO notification obligation mainly includes obligations under technical barriers to trade agreements and sanitary and phytosanitary measures. This column is established to collect all the food-related TBT and SPS notifications submitted by Asia-Pacific countries to WTO. Let's take one example. And the China draft regulation is aimed to remind related food enterprises to submit their opinions to the government before the deadline. ChemLinked can also act as advocate to submit feedback and suggested amendments of the draft regulations on behalf of our members. Our Foodpedia offer a Wikipedia-like interface and a concise overview of China food regulatory framework as well as other Asia-Pacific regions. Let's take this article, Health Food Regulation, as example. On the right side, you may find a Wikipedia-like interface composed of relative regulations. This article was written by our analyst who has undertook lots of research and offered the most distilled version of China regulatory information. Without language barrier, you will get the approximate framework of China health regulation and market trends. And if you are unclear of any issues after reading this article, you can leave a comment and our editor will respond to you as soon as possible. So now let's go to our expert article section. There are two subtopics under this section: regulatory analysis and market insights. The regulatory analysis offer in-depth analysis on the most important aspects of regulatory developments in China. They are written by regulatory analysts and government professionals. Let's take one recent update of China's FSMP registration rules. This article illustrates the background, the current policies of FSMP. Also, it will guide you how to do the FSP registration in China. And the market insights offer comprehensive information on hot topics which will help you better undertake market trends in China. The expert article section is open for our paid members. Free trial members can only read the newest 3 pieces. So now let's move on to our regulatory database. Our regulatory database is a comprehensive online library providing you with easy access to national standards in Asia-Pacific region. It covers 12 regions. Let's take the first one as example. A sidebar shows the introduction of a certain regulation, including enforcement status, summary, history, obligations, along with a link to the original government released documents. And you can also input the keywords like the GB number in the search box. To find the one you look for. So now let's look into our food list. There are inventories and catalogs issued by various Chinese food departments. For example, this one, directory information of infant formula recipe restrictions in China. These lists post the infant formula recipes which have won China safety approval. You can also search the company or the infant name here. And for this one, fresh fruit allowed to be imported to China and exporting countries. This list has collected the fresh fruit which are allowed to be imported into China. You can also search here, for example, apple. So apple from those countries are allowed to import it into China. And we also collected the nutritional fortification substance permitted in food in China, food additives allowed in China, and so on. And for this list, positive list for China cross-border e-commerce. If you are not sure whether your product can be imported into China through CBC, you may put a keyword here and search for the results. For example, chocolate. And the chocolates are on the positive list. Totally, there are more than 40 food lists, which are very useful during your food product importation process. We have newly added a Q&A section which will provide a solution for questions regarding how to make your products China compliant. Let's have a look. This section is free for all corporate members, while free and standard member need to separately purchase that. The top search box allows users to filter the search results by categories and tags. So now I want to learn more about the China regulation about dairy products. So let's try one. Let's choose the dairy products and regulation and standards. And you will find many questions and answers here. The answers are written by our regulatory technical staff, so they are 100% correct. So that's our QA. Now let's go to the e-publication. Our e-publication offers a digital library. There are three subtopics: e-translation, newsletter, and reports. E-translation store offer about 350 pieces of English translations of China key food regulation in many categories: infant formula, dairy, household beverage, and so on. Let's have a look of this one. Yeah, and to the end of each book, you will find we also have ended the original Chinese version. And for English translations that are not available on ChemLinked, we also offer on-demand translation service. According to our policy, cooperative member can access all the e-translations, while standard member can only get 3 of them. If you are a free user, you can also choose to pay separately for each book. As you know, imported food needs to be compliant with those regulations which are published by China government. So this section is extremely useful. The newsletter section is a collection of all passerby weekly newsletters. You will find it is a collection of regulation information in the past 14 days. So if you need to receive the regulation alert while you do not have enough time to browse our website every day, you may check news in this section. And the reports offer in-depth interpretation, compliance guidance, and extensive hand-on compliance enterprises. And the reports offer in-depth interpretation, compliance guidance, and extensive hands-on compliance experiences about the food regulation in China. Like this one, China Important Food Regulatory Updates in 27. This is our annual report. This one serves as an overview as well as an analysis of Chinese food-related regulations in the past year, which will help global food enterprises and governments better catch up and understand the important regulatory changes. And for example, this one, Handbook on Food Labels in China. This one explains how claims on food labels are regulated under the Chinese laws, both in general and for special categories. So that's our reports. Our training section keeps our members up to date on the schedules of our regulatory webinars, online calls, as well as important global food industry events. Our webinars offer our global audience a chance to interact with our members of the Chinese government, technical staff, and analysts in order to learn about key regulatory changes. For example, this one, the choice of pathway to China food market, normal trade, cross-border e-commerce, or Daigou. In case our members may miss out on the scheduled webinars or presentations, Videos are available for download to all paid members, and most webinars are open only for our paid members, while some are free. Lastly, if you would like to learn about our service, you may go to our service page. In order to make sure you could take the full advantage of what ChemLinked Food Portal could offer, we offer 4 different membership options: free, standard, corporate, and special. Free members have very limited access to our resources. The standard membership is individual based and offers limited resources already available on the ChemLinked Food Portal, which is more suitable for an individual. The corporate membership allows multi-users from one company to enjoy unlimited access to all resources, which is more suitable for large food companies. The special membership is for bodies, organizations, or any non-profit centers which have a group of members of their own and will potentially recirculate our resources to them. Most people will choose standard and the cooperative membership. The difference between them is the QA section and the e-translation section. Standard member need to purchase QA section separately, and standard member are not able to access all the e-translations. They will get 3 for free. And cooperative member can access all the resources. Furthermore, except for the online membership services, we also have offer the offline consultation service. Backed up by recently fledged consulting group, we provide consultation for health food registration, dairy products importation. Our team is dedicated to assist the global food companies in removing regulatory barriers. We have other services like the advertisement service, on-demand translation service, and so on. To help you better understand our extensive range of food regulatory information service, we highly recommended you to apply for our 14-day free trial first. Above is all the demonstration about the ChemLinked Food Portal. I hope it will be helpful for you to better use our website. If you have any questions regarding to our services, please contact us.